In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 big lies you need to know about type 2 diabetes. Number 1 is that you need to cut carbs if you have type 2 diabetes. Now, this is a lie because if you cut carbs, you're just focusing on the symptom of the problem. You're confusing about symptom of the problem and the root cause of the problem. The root cause of type 2 diabetes is really carbohydrate intolerance. That means you're not able to process carbohydrates. But when it comes to cutting carbs, the focus isn't to really help your body be better at processing carbohydrates, but it's really just to focus on the symptom of type 2 diabetes, which is the high blood sugar. Because of the root cause of insulin resistance that prevents your body from processing carbohydrates, it manifests into high blood sugar. And that is the reason why cutting carbs is not likely to help you reverse the root cause of type 2 diabetes. If you really want to reverse type 2 diabetes, don't you want to eat like a normal person where you don't have to count carbs all the time, or you can eat a banana and still have a normal blood sugar? And that is what I really call reversing type 2 diabetes. And talking about the topic of improving your body's ability to process carbohydrates, usually low carb diets, especially ketogenic diet, is really bad for that. The reason why is high fat diets are known to impair your body's glucose metabolism. There are study research that when they compare someone that is fed high carbohydrate diet versus someone who was fed a high fat diet, they noticed that the post-meal blood sugar of someone who was fed the high fat diet was a lot higher than the one who was fed a high carbohydrate diet. And there's actually another research comparing the glucose tolerance between people who ate a ketogenic diet and people who ate a plant-based diet. And what they found was that people who ate the ketogenic diet, their glucose tolerance test average was way higher than what it needed to be, which is above 140. But people who did a whole foods plant-based diet, their average of their glucose tolerance test was 108, which is well below the range. So moral of the story is, low carb doesn't really address the root cause of the problem, but what it does is that it just addresses the symptom of the problem. What you really need to do to reverse type 2 diabetes is to address the root cause of the problem, which is insulin resistance. Number 2 is that you need to restrict calories in order to reverse type 2 diabetes. Now, there are studies that shows people who were able to eat a really low calorie diet and were able to lower their A1C and lower their blood sugars. However, it's not a must for you to do a low calorie diet in order to reverse type 2 diabetes. There's actually research that made sure that people did not lose weight but ate a high carbohydrate, high fiber, plant-based diet. And the results were they were actually able to lower their insulin, or most of them actually got off insulin within just a couple of weeks, and most of them were able to see significant results in lowering their A1C and reversing type 2 diabetes. So people were actually able to not lose weight and still reverse type 2 diabetes just by eating a high carbohydrate, high fiber diet. Why is that? This is because they were able to address the root cause of the problem of type 2 diabetes, which is insulin resistance, and they were able to help the body be better at processing glucose, be better at processing carbohydrates, so that even if they eat a higher carb meal, they were still able to achieve a lower blood sugar number. And that is the power of plant-based foods. The third lie is that you need to be on insulin for life. Now, the study that I just quoted, I already mentioned that people were able to get off insulin in just a matter of weeks. And I actually have quite a few interviews of people who were able to eat a whole foods plant-based lifestyle and completely got off insulin. The reason why you don't have to be on insulin for life is that if you are still producing insulin in your pancreas, you usually are able to rely on your own body's insulin if you were able to reverse insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is caused by a buildup of fat in your cells, and it causes your insulin receptors to be duller. sugar. And that is why you need more insulin to make the same response. However, if you reverse the root cause of the problem of insulin resistance, if you're able to lower the amount of fat that's in your liver cells, in your muscle cells, you actually enable your body to be more sensitive to insulin. And that is why a lot of people who change to a whole foods plant-based lifestyle are able to get off insulin almost immediately, in matters of weeks, in matters of days. If you want to know whether your body is still producing enough insulin, there is a test called C-peptide test. You can ask your doctor about it. So yes, if you still have beta cells in your pancreas producing insulin, you should be able to get off insulin if you were to reverse the root cause of type 2 diabetes. Thank you so much for watching. I'm the dietitian that helps people reverse type 2 diabetes with plant-based eating. If you are interested in learning more about how I've helped over 300 people reverse their type 2 diabetes and insulin resistance and get off diabetic medications, make sure you check out my free training. Link is in the description below. Or if you'd like to work with our team in our 12-week reversing diabetes system, you can apply to work with us in the link in the description below, and I can't wait to see you there. Have a good one, everyone.